crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadroot.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of coffee that I don't have. Let's talk about staples. Silver came back from a vicious slam last night. Again, all on a computer program. The end game for silver, what's happening right now is the game for silver should have already ended. JP Morgan, according to Ted Butler, which he's always right. Let's just assume that Ted Butler's right because he only uses the data given to him by the official number. And those should clearly show manipulation in silver. And JP Morgan is now leasing out its silver. It's 1 billion ounces of silver, 1 billion plus physical silver. They're now leasing it out, just like the old days, back when they used to, Robert Rubin and Jeffrey Christian went around to all the banks, central banks, and said, hey, let's lease our gold out. We'll suppress the price of gold, and you'll get some income for that metal that's sitting in your vault. That's how the leasing game became prevalent in the late 90s into the 2000s. Then then they'd hedge. They'd get the mining companies to hedge. Barrick Gold was set up as a hedging false, crazy fiasco with all the U.S. diplomats on the board. Barrick Gold was actually a laundering facility for Yamashita's gold out of the Philippines. So much going on behind the scenes. It's just crazy. And it's all on the road to Ruta. If you go there, look up Barrick Gold, JP Morgan and gold. And now JP Morgan's pulling out of the same playbook and leasing out its silver, completely ridiculously manipulative to the price of silver. The CFTC will do nothing about it because they're in on it with them. Let them talk all they want about, having fair markets. When Bart Shelton, one of your board members, comes out and says, oh, by the way, we knew that JP Morgan was rigging the market in 2011, but we couldn't do anything about it because of political reasons, it tells you right there. It tells you flat out that the CFTC has no interest and no ability, truthfully, to stop silver rigging. So it'll continue until the COMEX shuts down, which I think is coming. But I can't tell you the day because now JP Morgan is leasing out their physical silver, expecting to get it back. Now, we know they have 1 billion ounces, so how much will they lease out? I don't know. How much have they already leased out? I don't know. They won't tell you. Where on JP Morgan's books do they hold all this physical metal? And gold especially. Gold, now price-wise, obviously silver, there's a lot of volume, but price-wise, gold, massive amounts. They have 25 million ounces of gold that they have pulled off the exchanges, according to Ted. So we continue to play the silver games until the system breaks apart. This month was really hard to read. And yeah, what does that mean? Who knows? Clearly, the world is falling apart, and year zero should be obvious to everybody. Let's just jump right there, as a matter of fact. As I said in my yesterday video, what happened to 6 feet lockdown? Why are all these governors saying it's so important to go home and close your business and leave your work and be fired because you're saving grandma, and yet they allow everybody to protest and they encourage the protest, they support the protest. Nobody's 6 feet apart. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. And I told you they're going to claim it caused more coronavirus, which is bullshit as well. And here we have coronavirus update. Global case tally climbs above 6.5 million. And California reports a rise in infections amid protests and reopening. This is an attack on the American citizen. How many government employees have been fired? Clearly, huge unemployment in the public sector. But how much unemployment is there now in the government sector? They haven't fired anybody in California. We need to fire them all. They should have been fired and agreed to leave their posts before they tell the citizens to. This is how revolutions happen. Who are we overthrowing? The government. The deep state. Antifa's already in trouble. I saw a lot of vigilante movements. The vigilante movement's going to grow. This whole group think about everybody has to think the same way. about racism, about injustice. Is that what they're going for? That you're changing the way people think? Don't we live in America? Isn't it a free country to think any way you want as long as you don't harm other people? Should cops go to jail when they break the rules? Absolutely. I think it should be even a stiffer penalty. But does that mean you have to change the way you think? Now, I don't agree with a lot of the white supremacists and all that. But if they're not doing anything to hurt you, you're allowed to think however the hell you want to think. We live in a free country. What are you protesting? Justice? Okay. Change the law. If you need to change the law, change the law. Or how about enforcing the laws? I don't know. This is year zero. And as you know, I get pulled into it on all different directions. But this is year zero. Nothing's going to be the same, so don't expect it to be. This is destroying America. Destroying America. Should America have been destroyed? Probably, because of all the lies and cheating and stealing and murder that we have committed in the name of democracy, in the name of freedom. We will kill you and your leader if you don't support the petrodollar. Read, John Perkins' book, Confessions of an Economic Hitman. That is America that needs to go away. Not the small businesses. Not the people who've worked their whole lives to build up their businesses. And because Gavin Newsom and some lefties say you need to close down your business, this is just telling you they're never going to let these restaurants open again. These businesses are done. It's every man for himself. Get yourself a gun. You're going to need a gun everywhere you are, not just in the big cities. Everywhere you are. Imagine when these big cities break down, where are people going to run to? Outside the city. Get yourself a gun. It's year zero. What do? Everything changed the beginning of this year. Everything. Cliff was 100% right. He's doing well. I get emails from him every once in a while. He just, it's year zero. What do? What can you tell people? Here's what summer's going to do. Here's what gold's going to do. Here's when it's going to end. Who knows? It's year zero. I can tell you, you better take care of yourself and your family and friends. That's all that matters anymore. There's nothing you can do. The left and the right will battle it out. It's not the left and the right. It's the good guys versus the bad guys. The bad guys are losing. This is their end game. Their end game is to destroy the middle class. They destroy the middle class. What happens? Everybody becomes dependent upon the state. And you end up with socialism. That's what they are doing. That's what this whole coronavirus thing was about. They release a bioweapon. It was fairly controlled in the U.S. It is not as lethal as they like to tell you. If you load it up with vitamin D, you got like a 99% chance of being fine. But they were lied to. They used it in their agenda. Now they're using this. Race wars. Coronavirus. What are they going to throw at us next? Probably a new virus. This is different. This affects the children. Watch V for Vendetta. Watch the beginning of V for Vendetta. Anyway, that's where we are. Cryptos are doing all right. Thank you, Mr. Mnuchin, for not slamming them today. Real interesting crypto lawsuit was filed yesterday against the crypto cabal, as I call them. Tether and Bitfinex versus a couple guys who started a class action lawsuit. Matthew Script, Benjamin Leibowitz, Jason Leibowitz, Aaron Leibowitz, Pinchas Goldstein, individually on behalf of others similarly situated, bring this class action lawsuit against Ifinex, BFNXA, BFX. These are all the shell corporations of Tether and the crypto cabal. Tether Holdings, Tether Operations, Tether Limited, Tether International, Digifinex, Philip Potter, Giancarlo De Vincenzi, Ludovius van der Vandevelde, Reginald Flower. See, all these guys got to appear in court, and some of these guys I think are fake people. Crypto Capital Corp, Bittrex, and Poloniex. All of them are being sued. But here's the interesting thing. They're suing them because they brought the price up, so that means these guys were short. Defendants have executed a sophisticated scheme to fraudulently inflate the prices of crypto commodities, a class of crypto asset that includes Bitcoin. Defendant's scheme was wildly effective, causing the price of these cryptos to spike far above their legitimate value in the largest bubble in history and ultimately resulting in billions of dollars of damage to innocent crypto commodity purchasers. Fuck you. I mean it. Both sides manipulated. We had Chris Giancarlo, the head of the CFTC, say that Donald Trump, Chris Giancarlo, Steve Mnuchin, and a couple others conspired to pop the bubble. So yes, Tether and these criminals brought it up, but it was Trump and Chris Giancarlo that brought it down. Obviously, these guys, Matthew Script, Leibowitz, those guys were shorting Bitcoin and got pissed off because they lost. And they blamed Tether for it to go up. And they were probably right. But why don't we throw everybody under the bus who was playing that game? Clearly, these guys were short Bitcoin at the time. They were playing the derivatives market. Otherwise, there would be no suit. Right? They're suing because Bitcoin went up in 2017. They're suing these guys because Bitcoin went up in 2017 because of the rigging, which it did. But here's the deal. You play in the derivative market, it's a game. Cryptos are unregulated. That means there's no regulator. Who knows what's going to happen to this? It's all a joke. These guys were shorting and they got caught out. Obviously got financially destroyed. You could tell by listen to the language. Defendants have executed a sophisticated scheme to fraudulently inflate the price of cryptocurrencies, a class of crypto assets that includes Bitcoin. Defendant's scheme was wildly effective. Does that sound like an unbiased court submission? Defendant's scheme was wildly effective. It's not even talking about the underlying case for cryptocurrencies, why they were way undervalued, causing the price of these commodities to spike far above their legitimate value. Who are you to say what the legitimate value is? They were harmed because they were short Bitcoin and got destroyed. I'd throw this case out, even though I hate the people that they're suing. They are criminals on various other reasons. Anyway, just more excitement in year zero, right? All right. Road to Ruta, we are not giving out silver coins anymore. Road to Ruta coins are done for now. But on the good side, we're back to the 100 Theta and 100 Theta fuel. Theta is going to be with us for a long time. This is a long-term play. I'm giving out 100 Theta and 100 Theta fuel on a paper wallet mailed to your front door with every subscription or renewal to the private road. So go check it out while supplies last. This amount will fluctuate over time. For example, when Theta hits $100, I won't be giving away 100. When Theta hits $1,000, I won't be giving away 100 Theta. It will adjust, but I'll give you guys warning. If you want to subscribe, hit subscribe today at roadtoruta.com and check out. And also go to the homepage. I went on a rant yesterday, Ruta's rant, and it was all about the hypocrisy of locking down Americans, keeping us from working, keeping us from running our businesses, and at the same, to save grandma, and at the same time, go out and protest, and they're all promoting that. And now Gavin Newsom and friends are saying, "Oh, you shouldn't have protested because we're back to it spread coronavirus." Bullshit. This is all bullshit. We're being played, my friends. This is Bix. I'll talk to you later.